Urgent Fury does not represent Sony Computer Entertainment America, LLC. Archer 7, this is Viper 1. How copy?
Solid, Viper 1. Over.
Archer 7, interrogative. We are approaching waypoint uniform Foxtrot and Tango. Standing by for Deadeye. ETA until you're down the slide. Over.
Viper Dash 2 is Oscar Whiskey. We're currently over the top with a cold nose taking on Go Juice. We sure don't want to get bounced while we are AAR, so we'll be turning it over to Dogstar for tactical scan. Over.
Solid, Archer 7. We are eyes on and standing by for a little boom and zoom. Booyah. Viper 1 out.
Well, hello, I'm Jack Dalehouse, and welcome to Urgent Frequency Television, or as we like to call it around here, UFreak TV. So it's hard to believe that almost a decade ago, a comic book writer joined forces with a graphic web designer to take the simple concept of a childhood board game, the name of a high-profile military operation, and a popular shooter video game title, and combine it all into one of the most unique tactical gaming communities on the World Wide Web.
Jay Donovan was a comic book writer. Joseph Mesa was a talented web designer and graphic artist, and both loved playing Zipper Interactive's Socom, U.S. Navy SEALs. The two became friends while participating in the same Socom tournament and instantly recognized a special creative chemistry. Unhappy with their experience in the tournament, they decided that they could do it better, and that's just what they set out to do with the creation of Urgent Fury, one of the world's first truly tactical gaming website communities. The concepts of gaming clans or gaming tournaments were certainly not new, but just like Socom changed the way most people played Team Tactical, Urgent Fury changed the way most people played Socom. Urgent Fury did things that no other tournament site had ever done. The Urgent Fury motto says it all, really: win with honor, lose with dignity. Urgent Fury is and always has been a zero-tolerance, cheater-free tactical gaming community that frowns upon taunting and trash talk. Whether you win or lose in Urgent Fury, you'll always be treated with respect. Then, they gave clans actual territory to fight over. With the creation of an actual tactical map, or TAC map, clans could actually see their progress during the course of a tournament, and would have to make actual strategic decisions based on the current sit rep. And like the board game it was based upon, the clan that eliminated everyone else, securing all available territories, would be crowned Urgent Fury champions. And finally, they offered a unique scenario-based style of tournament play by creating a theme or story to accompany each tournament. Eventually, Socom clans flocked to Urgent Fury to test their skills against some of the best clans in the world. In a recent interview, Jay Donovan recalls the events that led up to the birth of Urgent Fury.
It goes back. We were both in separate clans, a Perfect Circle, and Sniper was in Red Cell, and we were playing in an old tournament called SOCOM Quest. We didn't really like the way that it was loosely formed, loosely ran, and it just didn't present itself well. When we were done with it, there were some grand ideas being floated about. Got on the phone with each other, and the three of us, Sniper, myself, and Sniper's clan leader at the time, named up and created what we know today as Urgent Fury. It's a tournament that brings you tighter together and makes you better as a clan, and we've seen it in the past, it can rip you apart because it really does show where the cracks are in your clan and your leadership and your hierarchy. We want to thank everybody out there for making UF what it is. I mean, Sniper and I, we make UF, and every one of them damn players out there makes UF what it is.
Naturally, Urgent Fury's success spawned a handful of copycat TAC map tournament sites, but none could recreate the unique creative chemistry that Donovan and Mesa had. With Mesa's stunning web graphics, Donovan's immersive scenarios, and the addition of Urgent Frequency, its wildly popular podcast, Urgent Fury now started to grow its fan base beyond the community itself. Then, in the fall of 2008, with the community at its peak, the two old friends who had created a tactical gaming phenomena decided that it was simply time to move on, and Donovan and Mesa sold Urgent Fury, lock, stock, and exploding barrels to an investment group comprised of, appropriately enough, 3 members of the Urgent Fury community. Shane Bell, Armand Compton, and John Ostro took the reins and immediately started to put their stamp on Urgent Fury.
Originally back, John and I met in 2005 whenever we were playing the Star Wars Battlefront on PS2. And the clan was also a Socom 2 clan called BG. And then John and I stayed in the clan whenever it changed its name and basically did create a Socom 3 clan, which turned into KO. And that's where Shane came in and was recruited in. And then I can basically say that, as soon as I got home and I saw the email, I immediately sent a message out to John and Shane with a text. And I basically said, hey, guys, let's buy this. And I said, I'm really serious. Let's try to get a hold of this. I think it would be a really good thing to do. And, it's always been a dream of mine. Anything to do in gaming itself. I thought this would be a great opportunity to get in and experience, and especially with the type of community that's already here, it's a huge family. Biggest pressure, at least for me, is just to make sure, all in all, that we don't let the community down as a whole. With the overwhelming part, just the staff and the as conscientious as everybody is, and the maturity level that all the staff brings in. I mean, it's knowing that you have that type of support there behind you is tremendous in itself.
And the rest, as they say, is history, or it will be.
What began as distant gunfire in the early hours of Thursday, January 27th, has now turned into an all-out siege on PlayStation Home. I'm reporting live from the Central Plaza, which has been reduced to mere rubble in just a matter of days. With no ISA reinforcements in sight, it is up to the good people of PlayStation Home to stave off the dreaded Helgen forces. One member of this fine community said it best when he said, quote, "Whoa, this is awesome," end of quote. Amidst the destruction, there is but one message: defend the Central Plaza from the Helgast attack at any cost. Survivors earn a limited edition ISA uniform for their avatar and earn unlock points for Killzone 3. Plus, if you pre-order Killzone 3 from a PlayStation Home kiosk, you'll receive an exclusive jetpack for your home avatar, not available anywhere else, as well as the Unlock and Load Pack, instant access to 3 unlock points to use on the weapon or ability of your choice in Killzone 3 multiplayer, and the Retro Map Pack, featuring 2 of the most popular maps from Killzone 2. But be warned, the enemy is well armed, resilient, and fueled by Visari's martyrdom. Your success will require both a strong, sustained offensive and support from your unit. So be sure to log into PlayStation Home to play this exclusive game and take advantage of the special Killzone 3 pre-order offer. Killzone 3 invades PlayStation Home for a limited time only. Please hurry! This is Nigel Mortemix reporting live from the PlayStation Home Central Plaza. We now return to our regularly scheduled program.
Whether it's the sequel to a blockbuster film or your favorite band trying to follow up a platinum album, there's always a great deal of pressure to live up to that kind of hype, or hope, depending on how you look at it. In the case of Zipper Interactive's Socom US Navy SEALs franchise, I suppose you could say it's a little of both. After the mega success of the first 2 titles in the franchise's somewhat storied history, it seems as though Zipper has struggled at times to meet the wants and needs of its rabid and very finicky fan base, a problem that has generated an underlying skepticism within the Socom community. Then, Zipper relinquished control of Socom to work on MAG, which allowed Slant 6 to pilot their flagship into the next gen and onto the PlayStation 3. Add to that the pressure to make Socom 4 stand out in a market flooded by tactical shooters Well, and then you'll begin to get an idea of the kind of pressure Zipper might be under. So to find out how they were holding up under all this pressure, Ufreak TV decided to do a little forward recon as we made our way to Socom 4 Media Day at Zipper HQ in scenic Redmond, Washington, just outside of Seattle. There, we immediately found ourselves knee-deep in Socom 4 scuttlebutt. For the first time on the PlayStation 3, Socom's robust single-player mode returns, as do many of the staples of classic Socom, including the stealth kill and player-activated airstrikes. But without question, the biggest overhaul may have taken place to the multiplayer element of the game, which includes a nifty new 5-player co-op mode. Ufreak TV's Brian Carey had the chance to chat with lead developer Travis Steiner to get advance intel on Socom 4, U.S. Navy SEALs.
I'm standing here with Travis Steiner, lead game designer at Zipper Interactive, talking today about Socom 4, the upcoming title that's expected to launch April 19th. And basically today we're getting a hands-on opportunity and get to talk to Travis himself and ask him questions about all sorts of stuff. Cool. Thanks for having us today, Travis.
Hey, absolutely.
Basically, got some questions. We hear there's maybe going to be some cooperative game modes. Is that something that you can...
I can talk generally to it. We have announced that we will have 5-player co-op.
Okay.
And I can't go into specifics about what that means or the modes involved with that, but I can only say that the team here at Zipper has had a blast playing co-op. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So we can't wait to share more on that.
Absolutely. The community, I'm sure, looks forward to that as well.
And I think, if I could, I think that a lot of the effort we put into single player, particularly with AI and the squad tactics of AI, really comes across great in co-op because you have these great instances where the enemy's flanking you, maybe forcing you to fall back. It's very intense, and I think players are going to love it.
Excellent, excellent. I extremely look forward to that. Yeah, multiplayer. What can you tell us about multiplayer?
Well, man, Socom 4 is really an evolution in the franchise, and we have nearly all new game modes. So we still have suppression, but we also have 3 completely new team-focused game modes. And you had a chance to play one of them today, Last Defense, which is a lot of fun. It's basically each team is fighting to take control of these control points in the center of the map that are marked as A, B, and C. And each one is represented by some sort of a small satellite dish. If a team can capture all of those, it then triangulates the location of the enemy base, and it goes into what we call the last defense phase, where you as the attackers have 2 minutes to get in there and plant an airstrike beacon on the enemy base and destroy it. If you do that, you win. It's a defending team. Everyone's yelling over the headset, retreat, fall back, and it's in this desperate last-minute stand against the odds, trying to hold that position until time expires. And if you do that, the round will then reset the control points back to the middle, and each team is fighting over those again. So we love that for the team-based play that we get out of that. In addition to Last Defense, we also have Uplink, kind of a Socom take on Capture the Flag. You have one team defending these key data stations, and the other team is trying to get in there, obtain the data, download it, and then get back to their base to upload it. So again, big emphasis on teamwork. We have another mode, which we can't talk about today. It's still classified, but you'll be hearing more on that later. And again, more along the same lines of just really emphasizing the concept of teamwork.
Perfect, perfect. Well, there's also rumors floating around that there's going to be a beta popping up soon too. Can you tell us anything about that?
Well, yeah. If you pre-order Killzone 3, you will have a chance to play in the Socom 4 beta. And we haven't released any official date on when that takes place, but we're definitely looking forward to getting the game in players' hands and getting feedback.
Now, as far as the availability, will that be limited on the beta to only people who purchase Killzone 3, or will there be other ways of obtaining that as well?
There will be other ways to get into the beta. The specifics of that haven't been released yet, but yes, that's not the only way to get in the Socom 4 beta.
Perfect. Anything else you want to share with us about?
Well, yeah, I mean, we not only have, obviously a great deal of focus on this evolved Socom gameplay, but we also have classic options for, our more hardcore long-term veterans of Socom. So for any of the game modes, you can choose to play the classic variant of it, where we disable respawning, cover mode, health regeneration, we crank up the movement speed, we open up push-to-talk communication, and in some cases we adjust the game modes a little bit to work better for this non-respawn method of play. So I think that's something that the hardcore fans will really appreciate. Particularly, it gives more of that tactical feel and makes you really value your life and have to utilize the environment to stay alive.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you mentioned push to talk only being in the classic. Now, is that something that we should only expect, or is that going to be
So we have open mic in the standard SOCOM playlist, but for classic it is push to talk. So we have both because we did a lot of research on finding which way do players really prefer it, and I think there's pros and cons to each. But I think overall we found that open mic works great for kind of that broad communication for the new game modes. But we know that our hardcore fans prefer push to talk, so we wanted to offer that as part of classic mode. And classic isn't the only option we have available. We have a lot of custom options in the game. It's something we've really focused on are giving the fans the capability to help influence what kind of ranked custom matches we'll have available. Something we hear a lot reading the SOCOM forums is just how people are really interested in having more custom options available for these ranked games. So what we're doing is we're going to take the feedback from players based on their own private unranked matches they play, on what kind of settings they want to see in a ranked match. So it might be anything from shotguns only, no respawn, faster movement speed, etc. We could then take that and populate a new ranked match for them to be able to play for the top leaderboard spots. And it really keeps the gameplay dynamic and fresh.
Absolutely. Now, as far as the maps go for the multiplayer, how many will there be?
So there are 9 all-new maps, and these are fresh layouts. A lot of games these days are just simply copying and pasting the layout from single player into multiplayer. We're designing these from the ground up, specifically for SOCOM 4 multiplayer. In addition to those 9 maps, we also have 1 additional map available for pre-order if you pre-order the game from GameStop, and that's the classic map called Abandon.
Perfect. Can I comment at all about me playing today, my experience?
Absolutely.
Okay. I got a chance to play Abandon today, and realistically, it's 10 times better than I ever could have imagined. The amount of detail, the wrong word, I guess, but the amount of detail and the actual perfection to the original map is unbelievable. The graphics, all the ambient, everything. Just wait till you guys see it. This is amazing. I was blown away. Jaw was on the floor, so look forward to that. One last question I have about the co-op too. Now, the cooperative modes, will they be campaign-based, or can you touch that yet?
Good question, but we can't actually touch that just yet.
That's fair enough. All right. Well, I want to say thanks for allowing Urgent Fury and myself here today.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time, and thanks for bringing us SOCOM.
Glad you had a good time playing it.
SOCOM 4 U.S. Navy SEALs, available April 19th, 2011, exclusively on the PlayStation 3. Next time on Urgent Frequency Television. Can Call of Duty Black Ops prove that records are made to be broken? Is Little Big Planet 2 the next big thing? Tune in to the next episode of YouFreak TV to find out. Plus, Urgent Frequency Television launches a new segment called NoobTube that reminds us all that everybody was a noob once. It's all next time on Urgent Frequency Television, exclusively on PlayStation Home. Be sure to visit www.urgentfury.com for more information about Urgent Fury or Urgent Frequency Television. Urgent Fury. Win with honor. Lose with dignity.
Electronic Arts' Medal of Honor has withstood the test of time in the competitive world of first-person shooters for more than a decade. The franchise's blend of historical accuracy and dynamic storytelling has always been the foundation on which the iconic World War II shooter has been built. In its most recent reboot, Medal of Honor attempts to shed the stigma of being that World War II game to being what some are saying is the first real challenger to Modern Warfare's crown. So, why mess with a formula that's been so successful for such a long time? In a recent interview with our very own Commander Fury, EA's Eduardo Vasconcelos said that while World War II is a great area to explore, updating the series to tell the Modern Warrior's story was the next logical step.
We decided that, World War II is a great area to explore, but we just kind of felt that updating the series was next logical step. We brought on, the Tier 1 consultants, and they really did such an amazing job just giving us a tone, giving us even tactics, what would really happen in the battlefield. If you play through the game, you'll notice that the narrative deals with very plausible scenarios, and you'll play as the Tier 1 operators, and they'll be behind the scenes doing their very stealth-oriented missions, and then you'll play as the United States Rangers in some portions, and they're just explosions everywhere, and it's really good, and we couldn't have done it without the Tier 1 operators.
Vasconcelos went on to say that the flow of the story is one of the key elements of the single-player game mode.
For the single-player story, my personal favorite aspect of it is the flow. If you played the game, or if you're going to play the game, you'll find that it just flows brilliantly from skirmish to skirmish. It's not I'm on a submarine, and now I'm in the Arctic, and now I'm on top of a volcano. It all makes sense in the context of the story.
With Battlefield mainstays DICE handling the multiplayer, fans certainly expected big things. Vasconcelos pointed out that the multiplayer is different from what the typical shooter fan might be used to, but believes once players get comfortable with those differences, they'll have an enjoyable multiplayer experience.
Multiplayer is different. It's not. A lot of people were saying it's a hybrid of similar shooters and this, that, and the other thing. But I know a lot of people were asking me during various events, just, oh, I had the highest kill death ratio. How come I didn't win? Well, it doesn't necessarily work like that. It's point based. For every kill you get points. For every support action, you get points. Every time you take an objective, you get points, and that's how the places are determined. So it's not just a lone wolf sort of game where you just kind of look out for yourself and your kill death ratio. It's a lot more than that, and it does require some teamwork and some strategy involved. I think fans, once they get used to it, once they identify how it's different, they really seem to enjoy it a lot more, and that's what we want. We want the players first and foremost to enjoy our games, and we hope everyone sticks with it.
And just weeks after the initial launch, EA recently released not one, but 2 DLC packs.
We're launching 2 downloadable content sets. The first one is Clean Sweep. That's our elimination mode. So there are 2 teams, no respawns. There's a time limit, a 4-minute limit on each match. That's how that'll work, and it comes with 2 new maps, Bagram Hangar and Kyler Caves, and then 2 redesigned maps, Dewigall Camp and Kabul City Ruins. Now, the Clean Sweep content pack comes for free to everyone who has activated their online pass, and the online pass came for free with every single new copy of Medal of Honor. So that all comes for free. Also, we're launching our Hot Zone downloadable content pack, and that is our King of the Hill type mode, and what that is there's a single objective on the map where everyone must try to control. There are 2 teams, and both teams need to try to control the map. That's the only way you'll get points within this mode. You won't get points for killing anyone, you won't get points for any support action. You'll get points just by maintaining control of that single objective on the map. So the mode's going to be really fast, really kinetic, and definitely a lot of fun. With that pack comes 2 new maps, Hindu Kush Pass and Korangal Outpost, and we also have 2 redesigned maps, and that's of the Shahigat Valley and Helmand Valley. There's lots of content there, and that's going to be a lot of fun, and that'll come as $9.99 on the PlayStation Network.
So, to be clear, that's 8 maps in all. 4 brand new maps and 4 redesigned maps, along with 2 brand new game modes, Clean Sweep and Hot Zone. Medal of Honor, as well as the Clean Sweep and Hot Zone DLC packs, are all available now. Well, that does it for this episode of UFreak TV. Be sure to tune in next time when we'll take a look at Call of Duty Black Ops and the forthcoming Little Big Planet 2. And I'm sure Wolfie D will return with another installment of NoobTube. You can visit us on the web at www.urgentfury.com. Be sure to network with us via Twitter at Urgent Fury, on Facebook, on the official Urgent Fury blog, Urgent Fury Unleashed, and of course on our UFreak TV YouTube channel. For Wolfie D and Commander Fury, I'm Jack Delhouse. Remember, you can't win if you don't play. Get in. Cheers.